Good morning, friends. Cheryl here with Inked Pulp. We are back with another Art Before Breakfast. I'm just getting my YouTube pulled up. There we go. We've got something fun today based on a video that I saw. Let me see if I still have. Yeah, not that one. This lady's YouTube channel, she's book and paper arts. I was watching a great technique with her the other day, and I thought, oh, I want to try it. And it's distressing magazine images. So here's one I've been playing with this morning. Look at how distressed that is. And we've got, the edges that you can ink up even more. And then we've got this distressing, which I'll show you how to do. You see the numbers in the background there? So we'll just play with some different magazine images. I got out a whole bunch of magazines and we will play. So let me say hi, April. Wait till you see what we do today, girl. You are going to want to go and do it. We'll just play. I don't know. I did those two I just did this morning. That's the first time I've played with this technique. And so I want to, give it a try. And in the description of this video, I've linked to the original. Well, hi, Carla. It's good to see you. We haven't seen you in forever. We're going to have fun today. So I linked to the video that I watched, and then I also put her channel name in there. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll enjoy what we're going to do and have fun. And this is interactive, so feel free to jump in and, give suggestions. And you guys may think of some things that I haven't thought of. So, or that I didn't learn from, my friend on YouTube there. And if you're a returning viewer, it's been a while. It has, and I have missed you, my friend. I have missed you. I was just thinking about you the other day. I saw you were having a sale, and I thought, oh, Lordy, the last thing I need is more laces. I've got so much of that stuff. I've got this ink here. Looks okay. We're going to play a little bit with that. Oh, let me show you what I did. This was my Marguerite Miller. I think, April, you saw it. I am going to do one more thing on this. This was my weekly Marguerite Miller challenge. I was going to do it up here, but I'm going to do it down here. I'm going to take a dark black large letter stamps, and I'm going to stamp retro down here. And so this is just a whole bunch of retro household items. Oh my gosh. You just don't know. But yeah, isn't that cool? And then this is where my prompts are. They're tucked right in here. 5 days long. Well, I'll stop in and say hi. And if I see something I got to have, I'm assuming it's not all laces and appliques. All right. So there's what I did yesterday, actually. I've also got some of these old pictures that I might want to try, because some of them are really, like this one is creased and faded. And I might want to take this technique that we're using and put around this. We might try this because some of these photos are really faded out. But I think if we distress them and gave some color in here, we might be able to do something with those. So let's get started. And I know others will continue coming in, but let's get started. Let's pick, because magazine images, this one's not super shiny, but some of them are like really super shiny. And like here's a Southern Living. This one, yeah, this one's real. That old record player is nice. Oh, gramophone. That's a gramophone. Let's take this image of leaves. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of die cuts with all that retro stuff. And one of the prompts from yesterday was a retro household. It didn't say appliance. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was a retro household item. All right, so we've got our image. And I probably need to tear out this little circle. Yep, it's a gramophone. The old, was it the dog? Was it RCA that had the dog sitting by one of those gramophones? Let me just tear this down all the way. Boy, it's warm. Has it been warm where you guys are? It's very humid in my room here, and I meant to put up a fan, but I forgot. It's actually pretty nice outside. We get, luckily, it cools down here overnight, and so we get, all right, there we go. There's a good magazine image. Hey, if any of you make, those little baskets that you can make out of like fabric or just the little fabric baskets and whatever technique you use, if any of you make those, I would like to buy one from you because I desperately, just to put my, these little scraps in so I can just go throw them all away at once. Now, you can use, for this technique, you can use sandpaper. You can use anything scratchy. This is going to be the most abrasive, well, depending on what grit you use. You can use steel wool. You can use those little green scratchy sponges. They're things that you use in the kitchen. You can use anything that has an abrasive. I don't know if I have one here, but I have, those little things you get at the nail salon. They're little rectangle, like cubes that they use to buff your nails with. You can use that. You can use whatever. I'm going to use sandpaper. And what we're going to do, because we don't want this magazine finish on here. So, whoops. What I'm going to do is, see already how more distressed that is than the rest of it? But this is just step one. So we're going to go and distress this. I love this look. I think this piece right here is going to come out yummy. So I'm just going to go over the image. And it's cool because underneath, this is my little mat, and it's got kind of lines in it where I've used it to cut before, and see those lines are kind of coming out. And you can do this as aggressive as you want, or you can leave it, kind of light. You can do some parts light, some parts really aggressive, whatever you like. If you take it down too much, you're not going to leave a lot of the color in there, but you want to have some. I'll go more in a circle. So yeah, you can put whatever patterns. All right, so there's that. And you can hopefully see how much more distressed it is. Now, okay, see you in a minute, April. She's got to go clock in. Now I've got a little cup of coffee. This was left over from our coffee maker this morning. And I'm just going to go over the top of this very lightly. You don't have to do a lot. You can put multiple layers. But because we scratched away the shiny piece, because, the coffee, if you put it on that shiny paper, it's just going to kind of sit on the top. It's not going to do much. But because I sanded it down, it's going to sink down into those paper fibers and give it that distressed look. Now, get out my dryer, my heat tool, because I don't want to have to sit here and wait for this whole thing to dry. So Carla, what you been up to lately besides playing with all your goodies? All right. Take a look at that now. And listen to the crinkle. Look at how faded that is. Now, I can go over it with one more layer of coffee, and then I'll show you what else we can do. Isn't that cool? Or you can use tea, use coffee or tea, and I'm going to show you some other things we can use too. I like this. I'm going to have to use this in something. All right, let's try that again. And then when it's dried, we can also go around and ink around the edges. So when it's wet, you can see through to what's on the back side, but that does go away when it dries. All right. So there's that. Now, one thing I can do, because this image is light colored, I can find, if I can find it in here, there we go, my graphite pencil, and I can go in here and just, put back some of the veins in the leaves. or even go around the leaves. So you can do some shadowing, put some of that back, or not. You can leave it as is, but I like to add in a little bit of, oh, hey, April. I'm just adding a little bit back to this image. Hi, Julie. Well, you'll have to come back and look at this technique because I think it's something that you would really like, Julie. I think it's something you would probably love to try. See how I'm putting back some of those marks. So we know this started out as a piece of magazine paper, all shiny, and there's nothing shiny about it now. So anyway, I'm not going to go do the whole thing here, but because we've got lots of other options to play with today, and I'm just doing real sketchy lines to put this back in. And there we go. And you could do just, just the one in the middle and leave the others. Oh, there's so much you could do here. But I'm just going around the outline of these. There. What do you guys think of that? And then let's see. Okay. What do you guys think of that for a distressed magazine image? Go around. I want to use this on something now because I really like this. I may have to save it for the fall. But it is pretty cool. All right, let's go find our next image. We'll do one more like this, and then I'll start playing with some different options. All right, there we go. What do you think, Miss Carla, Miss April, Miss Julie, if you're still here? What do you think? That was a magazine image. And just look at it now. All right, let's set that one aside. And let's look for, oh, maybe we can find something really cool in here. Ooh, there's some tribal masks. Trying to find something that isn't quite so big. Oh, hi, Bonnie. Wait till you see what we're doing. We just did this. This started out as a magazine image. And we distressed it and hang on, let me find, I know I can find something in here. I know we can find something. I just want to find something that's a little bit smaller. How about if we do this one? Asian necklaces. Okay, and so I am going to there it is. Okay. Yeah, I watered yesterday. I've been watering like every other day. Of course, we got some rain early this morning, enough to soak the ground, so I don't have to water this morning. I did water yesterday really well. All right, so here's this. Now, we've also got this that's sort of an abstract piece that we could do, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that one in a minute. So this is really shiny. It's a heavier piece, but it's, oh, do you? Pick me up some Diet Cokes. So we're going to do the same thing. And again, you can use anything that has a scratchy surface. You just want to put some. Now, it's funny because I'm doing it over this tile, and the tile has texture in it. If I put my cutting mat down, I'll get a much smoother texture. But for this one, I don't mind the... So we're just going to grunge it up as much as you want. You can go as much or as little as you want. All right, so there we go. Pretty much grunged up, right? It looks so good. I have a lot of blooms now on my tomato plants, but I don't have any actual tomatoes yet. All right, so I'm gonna get all the dust off of that. And there we have that piece. And again, I'm gonna take the coffee and just paint over it so that it soaks down into those paper fibers that we exposed. All right, I'm going to dry this, and then we'll probably put one more layer on. Good morning, Darla. We are distressing magazine images. Here's another technique for you to try. All right. And it's funny because when I dried this, I held the heat on a little bit too long, and it kind of bubbled up in a couple of places, which I actually like. All right, so there's the first pass. Now let's put a little more coffee on here. And let's try it again. So this paper, the ink on this paper, I'm holding this on a little bit because this is a thicker page. And I think the ink that's setting on top of this paper is bubbling up a little bit. I love this. Unexpected. Experimenting. Remember, that's our word for the year. I'll bring it up close and show you here in a minute. But yeah, I got some bubbles in this. Can you guys see the bubbles in there? See them all in there? Now, I'll bet you if I took, yep, that's what I was thinking. If I rub over some of those bubbles, that texture is going to come right up to the top. And you'll see those. Oh man, that's cool. Okay, so I just learned something new. Let's go up here. Oh man. Hang on, I'll pick it up and let you guys see here in a minute. Look at that. Look at that texture that's showing through there. Now, you can't really tell what the image was here. If you do flowers, it's a lot easier to tell. But you can also go in. One of the things that she shows is like if I got some watercolor and painted over this, like in some red to bring back out the vase or something to bring out the flowers. But that's really cool, isn't it? Look at that texture. Lying in bed. I know, isn't that just cool? And like I said, you could get some like gelatos, or I could get like my pan pastels, and I could paint the flowers back in, paint the vase, give it some more color. Now you can't tell there's jewelry up there, but that's okay. Because we've got all this other texture from letting it bubble. Oh man, look at that piece. That is just awesome. So you may be able to get your pages to bubble up a little bit if they're the thicker ones. I didn't notice that happening on the thinner magazine pages. All right, so there's another one. So here's the first one we did. And so this again was a magazine page. And then I went back in with my pencil, put some of the veining back in that big leaf, and then I left the outer alone. But that was one page. Now here's the next one. I love it. And I was thinking you could like take your vintage photo and sort of rub across the high spots. But I don't think I want to do that. I like the lighter raised area. And when I get the watercolors out, we may come back to this one. All right, so there is the technique of using something rough and then pen gear glue on sale, 25 cents each. What's pen gear glue? All right, so here we have this piece. I'm actually going to cut this in half because we don't need to do a piece quite that big. All right. Now, so here's just some fun texture. Yeah, there's some gold in there. Oh, we could put gold splatters after we're done. It works great. I tested it. So I've got some stencils here. We'll use this one. I've got some stencils here. And I'm going to put this stencil down behind the paper. And watch this. So we're taking off the shiny. Come on. But also putting pattern into that image. Have you guys ever seen this before? With magazine paper? I guess you could do, well, like I don't know that book page would do much if you did this, but it's almost like an embossing folder. And look at that piece now. Isn't that just amazing? Wouldn't that be fun? You can't tell what it is. It's not, it's a little bit glossy. You can see a couple glossy spots. You could go over it more with the sandpaper, or you could also go over it with the coffee and color some of those lines, distress them. Okay, let's do that. So any of those magazine pages that just have weird stuff on them that you're not going to use the image as is, like this one, you can all right. All right, so there's that one. What do you think of that? And it's got some of the brown coffee in the lines. You could leave them white. You can put the brown coffee on. We're going to try something else here in just a minute. What do you guys think of that? So there's one, and there's one. So what do you guys think? Everybody's talking, which is just fine. I want to put some, gold splatters on this one because it's got the gold down here. You love it? All right. I've still got lots more to show you. Different. You were in bed yesterday. Let's do this one. Need more water. Yeah, the lady that I learned this from, I put her channel name in the description. She's got lots of neat ideas. And then I linked to the video that I watched. All right, I'm gonna pick some of these up because it got pretty heavy on there. And there we go. There's some nice, pretty gold splatters on there. All day and night. Wow. Well, your body must have needed it, April. Oh, let me look at our book today. Today is hang on a second. I gotta look at my what is today? The 24th. No more birthdays for June. Although, you know what? We got to watch for Cheryl, Crafty Shamrock, to come in. She was in Ireland when her birthday came, and she was gone for 2 weeks. So by the time she got back, I had forgotten about it. We never sang happy birthday to her. All right. Use, guys. There we go. There it is with some gold splatters. And we could ink around those edges, but look at that. Isn't that just awesome? So let's do, there was one more, because I tore that in half. Where's the other half? What did I do with the other half? I think this was it. Aw, hubby took good care of you. That's a good deal. All right, so let's do this one. And let's put some numbers on it. How about some numbers? Again, you just lay it on top of the stencil. Now, the one I saw her do, she had some birds on the page, and she was just doing this like around the birds. She wasn't doing the whole thing. So all we're really doing is rubbing that ink off the top layer to expose the white paper below. So look at that. Now we can also do, how about this burlap on top of that? I don't know how this will come out, but let's see. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's really blurring the numbers as it brings up the burlap pattern. I kind of like that. There we go. Now, let's do something different. I've got this watercolor out here. What if we take like this bronzy color here, And you know how I was putting the coffee over it? Let's put the watercolor. Oh, that's cool. Now that is cool. That is really cool. Whoops. I don't want to do that. The watercolor is sinking down into like where the numbers are. Hang on. Let's dry that. I know, much like a lot of what we do, your only limitation is your imagination, right? So you can make all sorts of fodder, and you know, we could put a oh, look at that. That's cool. Oh, I guess that was white there. But look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So that gold sort of sunk down into where the paper was rubbed away. That is really cool. Now I could put some black splatters on that. I could put a bird on that. I could put anything on it. But you certainly can't tell what it was when we started. So get those magazines out, Mrs. Juju. I know you've got a lot of them. So here are the ones we've done. Now these were, let's see, where did I tear it? Probably, no, right here. Here's where I tore it. You would never know that those two were from the same page, right? Yeah, if you had an image on there, let's do that. Let's find something in one of these books. Our State. Let me find an image that we can could go around her. She was one of our so let's do this. Let's just go okay. So there's her image. Now, do we want to put the stenciling underneath? Let's first do this. Let's do, I do want to grunge her up a little bit. And we'll put, I got to get moving here. There's other techniques I need to be showing y'all. All right, let's do her hair and a little bit on her face. Okay, we'll do just that part and then put coffee over that. Hi, Marie. Now, what do we want around her? Do we want something like this? Do we want polka dots? Miss Juju, since this was your idea, I'm going to let you pick. This is called Dot Fade. This is Bubbles. This is, I don't know, some kind of like a floral thingy. There's numbers. There's the sun's rays. There's this one. I have this. Oh, this might be pretty with the lady. I have this one. I've got all kinds of them. I just haven't dug them all out yet. We've got big bubbles. We've got swirlies. We've got this doily. What do you think, April? Which one shall we use? That's probably enough to choose from. Lordy knows I have more. Low battery. Okay, let me plug in my iPad. We'll do this one and then I'll move on to another technique. Oh no. All right, Mama Juju, what do you think? Which stencil, or anybody, which stencil shall we put around her? I almost like this floral. I think either the floral, the doily might be too busy. Yeah, let's do this. Not floral, it's almost like a paisley kind of a thing. Okay, so we grunged up around her face. Now we're just going to go around the outside of her. We're not going to, that's not right. What am I doing? Okay, I'm just going to put this on her, and then when I do this, I can go around. This is really nice because it's a real dark. It's a real dark color. Look at that. I'm going to have to bring this down some. I'll try to get it lined up with something here so that we're Hi, KK. We're having fun playing with some magazine. Carla, are you still here, dear? Carla was here earlier. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this coffee and go over her because I want to give her the vintage treatment. I don't know about the rest of it. I don't know if I'm just going to leave that kind of white or if I want to. Oh, bye, Marie. All right. Now, you guys tell me. Look at how that vintaged up her with the sandpaper and all that. Should I leave the stenciling white, or shall I put the coffee over that as well? What do you guys think? Hello, Ava. I know, isn't this the coolest thing? Coffee it. Okay. I know, when I saw this technique, and just as a reminder, the lady where I saw this, in the description, I have put her channel and then a link to the actual video where she did this. Oops. Yep, I got mine. So if you're just now coming in, you'll have to go back and watch some of the other things that we did. I'll show you the ones we've made so far. All right. Look at her. Look at how old and vintage she looks. Wouldn't she be a cool tuck spot in a journal? So here are the other ones that we've done a lot already this morning. We did her. These two were 2 halves of the same piece of paper, done with different techniques. This was the first one, and believe it or not, this is, well, you can see on the back, it's magazine, but this is how it looks when we get done with it. On this one, the veins in the leaves kind of got washed out, so I took my pencil and, went back in and put some veins in it. And then we had this one. This was so cool. I heated it up enough that it made bubbles in the paper. And then I took my sandpaper and went over the bubbles to bring out that texture. And then I'm thinking I can do some more coloring down here to bring back some of the color in the bottom of this. But all right, let's move on to the next technique. Just looking for a good image here. That is a really cool, and not for what we're doing, but look at that image with that stove and that old kitchen. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm looking for the right. I'm looking for the right thing and I'm not seeing it. Let's do this one. Yeah, there's some really cool things to be had here. Now I'm going to, again, take this down a little bit because I don't quite need this big a piece. And I know I had my tear ruler out here. Let's see there it is. So I'm going to take it down to this. And this. All right, much smaller piece. We can work with this. Now, let's go back to this one and let's put some bubble fade on this. And again, I'm just playing. You guys can do whatever. I love this technique of, you know, rubbing the image into your magazine through the sandpaper over the stencil thing. Now, the thing you have to be careful of, unless you don't mind it, is that as you're rubbing off, you're going to get some like dark marks, the ink on your sandpaper, and that will carry through. Like, see, I'm getting some dark in here. I don't mind because I'm going to put color over that anyway. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do half of that with, it left a line in there at the edge of the stencil. I'm going to do half of that with stencil, and then I'm going to do the other half just with the original method of, you know, just grunging it up. And then instead of coffee, so you see on this bedspread, you see how it's got some brown in it now. The little brown dots are coming out, and that's partly because of, and maybe part of it may be on the image, but that's because I've been sanding over the brown. All right. All right. So there we go. This one's just faded. This one's got stencil. Now, I'm going to take some of this blue ink and I'm going to put just a little bit down with a whole lot of water. Okay. So we're going to dilute it pretty well. You don't want it too saturated with color or it'll cover up your image. So, but you can put a hue over your image. Look at those dots coming out. Hang on, I'll dry it and then I'll hold it up for you guys. I like this blue on here. And hang on one sec. I'm gonna find myself some mop-up paper. And mop up this ink because there's no sense wasting that. That's ink. This is Liquitex ink, cerulean blue. You could do paint. You could water down paint. You could take your distress inks. You could take anything with color, really. And then let's dry this. And you don't have to put it over the whole page. There may be just certain parts that you want to do that with. Ooh, I love it over this wooden door. All right. And you could do it with any color. And I could have even diluted that down a little more. But look at that. I love this down here. And you can see the blue. You can see all the blue here. I love this on the wooden door with the blue showing through. You could do another color on top of that. I could put a different stencil underneath this. I have some more sandpaper down here somewhere. If not, I'll just get another piece. Oh, there we go. Ooh, here's a really heavy sandpaper. Let's try this. Oh, that's like going right through. I don't want to do that. Oh, here's the other piece I had. I know. It's like you can do whatever you want. And then you get to the point where you almost don't see the image. Go look at the video of the lady that I watched. Like some of hers are much more visible as to what they are, but she uses a lot of flowers. But look at that. I mean, wouldn't that be, like, you can't even tell what that is. Wouldn't that just be some cool collage fodder to put down? Hey, Maritza. Isn't that cool? So there's that. You can use inks. You can use, like I said, you can take some of your, your distress inks and wet them down and use those. And then you can, if you want to put, could fold this in half and make it a little card, and you could put, some stuff down on here. Look at that. Just all kinds of fun stuff. Now, the other thing you could do, if you wanted to, is you could take the stencil the right way. I mean, there's always that novel idea of using your stencils the way they were meant to be used. Isn't that a novel idea? And look at that. So we could do some up there. Could do a little bit right here. Look at that. A little bit right here. Who would want to do this boring thing? Well, look at how much it enhances it. Look at that. And I would even take this down here. There. You could fold that in half and make it like a double journal card. Just put some paper on the inside. Like, look, is that not the coolest thing ever? I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. Oh, I already put the coffee down. And what I could do is, I'm not planning to put coffee over the top of this. I use the blue ink instead. What you could do is spray it with a fixative or spray it with some hairspray or take a little bit of matte medium and put over that. You just have to be careful that you don't, smear it when you put the matte medium on, but I would just spray a little bit of hairspray or fixative over that, and then you can do whatever you want on top of it. Is that not, this must be my favorite piece so far. And that was a bedroom scene. You guys remember? That was a bedroom. There's the door. There's the little ottoman at the end of the bed. There's a painting on the wall. This thing was a bedroom scene. All right, and there's one other. Oh, we've got plenty of time. Maybe we'll finish up with this when I do this. The other thing that she had shown was, I'm going to see if I can find, oh my gosh, could you imagine this with some stenciling or just rough it up and using it as a background for something? I'm looking for some. This must be a cooking magazine. I'm looking for like some flowers. Not those. Okay. Nothing there. Let's look back in our state and see if I can find something in here. Oh, that's a cool picture. I like that. I don't want to mess up that. Lots of good looking pies in here. Making me hungry. I'm looking for something that's got multiple colors. That medium, yes, but it's a sealer as well. And it doesn't bubble up your paper like glue does. Okay. Nothing in there that I'm looking for. I know what I want. I just got to find it. Oh, I think I already looked in this one. I was looking at those peaches to see if I could color them in with different colors, but I don't think so. Let's look at this one. So what she did, buffalo cauliflower. That looks good. Well, I'm just not finding what I need. Hang on. Let me get another magazine. to traditional, Southern Living here. This is what I probably want. Wow, look at those. Oh, those are tomatoes. Oh, fried green tomatoes. Yum. So did anybody do anything like wonderfully fun this weekend? I didn't do anything real drastically fun. Just stayed around the house doing stuff. I got so many orders that came in on my YouTube account that I have to, or not my YouTube, my Etsy. Got to get orders done today. That's my next order of business. Well, I don't know if I'm going to find what I want, but you can overcolor. So if you had just not seeing anything that looks good, but if you took a this one might be okay. The images are really small though. But we could do the whole leaves. Let's do this one. I've got about 15 minutes. Worked on inventory for your booth. Oh. And eat with friends. Oh, that's fun. I went to look at the one we just did, Bonnie. That was a bedroom scene. All right, what did I do now with my tarot ruler again? There it is. All right, I'm going to try this and we'll see. We'll see how it works. And I'll show you the idea at least. And if this isn't the right picture, then at least you'll get the technique. All right, so we're going to have this. There we go. All right, and we're going to start once again with the sandpaper. And just grungy it up. And then for the over painting, you can use watercolor, you can use acrylic paints, you can use the inks. I'm going to see if I can get my gelatos out, and I'm going to try to use gelatos because she didn't use gelatos per se, but it was something similar. It might have been some like creamy pastels that she used, which I don't know if I even have any of those. Okay, so there's the grungy. Now we could put, you know, coffee over that, but what I'm going to do is get out my little drawer of pastels, or of gelatos, and not tip my coffee over on the floor. All right. Here's my gelatos. And what she did is she just went around So like here's a light blue. And she just colored in. This is, it's like she said, you know, this wouldn't really be my way of doing things, but some people really, you know, like this technique. So it just puts blobs of color where there is color on the image. So you see there? So we have that color. And again, you can do this with you can do it with colored pencils. You can do it with whatever. Let's see, what else do I want to put in here? How about a little gold? Down here. And again, I'm just going around the leaves. If you have the Tim Holtz distress crayons, those would work. And then you could take a pencil and outline that, or a Stabilo all, or for me, no, I am still sorting stuff because there was so much, but they will go out here. If not today, I will have them. I'm going to finish sorting today, I promise. And then I will get them out. You know, for those of you who sell, you'll understand this. You know, the sale part's the fun part. And then you have to come back and invoice all that stuff. And that takes forever. That's the hardest part of it, the administrative side of a sale. And then create all the invoices. But anyway, you see what we're doing here? We're just putting some real bold color back into this. And I thought that was really cool how she did that. She had like 3 big flowers and she colored them all a little bit different. So if you've got gelatos just sitting somewhere, no, you didn't. You didn't miss anything, Ava. This one doesn't want to stay down. Well, that's the same as that one. Anyway, you see what we're doing here. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of red in here. I don't think this is actually red. This one doesn't give me a color on it. But let's just... Okay, so you see what we're doing here. Just filling in with some of the colors. And like this little minty green. Okay. That's the only one I see like that color. So you just fill in the colors wherever you need to, and then you're kind of overpainting and giving it some additional color. What do you guys think of that? I'm like on the fence with that technique, but it's one that she showed, so I felt like I should put it out there. I'm looking for a teal. I thought I had a teal in here, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, isn't that cool? So yeah, just wherever you see the different colors, you just put it down, and then it now she also put, like, she went around and put color all around it and sort of rubbed it in. I'm not doing that because I think that would be very distractive on this piece. I think these little pops of color are really just cool. So anyway, that is the paint over technique. And then it's got the, now I wonder, I want to try something because this is just all play at this point. Where did my paper towel go? I wonder if because these are water soluble, and if I put the coffee over it, I wonder what it would do. What do you guys think? What do you think this is going to do? And I won't try not to go just over the, not too heavy over the gelato. Kind of maybe go around it. Because it will cause it to bleed out like watercolor if you go over it, which might be a pretty cool technique as well. Give it a little bit of a watercolor effect, but I'm just going to kind of go in between here and get some a little bit of aging with the coffee. And then we'll dry this and see what it looks like. All right. Let's dry it. And I could take a real small brush and, hey Pam. So I'm kind of spreading this out like, you know, maybe some watercolor. Interesting. Some of these gelatos spread really well, and I'm finding the metallic ones not so much. Okay, well, it definitely aged it down here and up in here. It's definitely got the coffee stained look. Let's see about... Now, like this one came out really nice. This one came out nice. Some of these, the gold ones, did really well. So I wanted to spread out a little bit on this blue. So anyway, that's the painting over technique. Yuck to laundry. I like the blue side. Yeah, that's really pretty. This one right here, though, I'm not real happy with this one. Like, I would play with this one a little bit more. But this is just experimenting, so... And you don't have to stick to just one thing. I mean, you could put the gelatos down and then come back with some other... So look at that. Isn't that just pretty? No back? What do you mean? Don't do the background? Yeah, I agree. I agree. For this one, maybe for another piece, the background might be nice. But I like the fact that you've got all these different colors in here. That green is not blending with the water really well. I don't know if it's too old or it's one of those shimmery gelatos. So it may just be the... Anyway, I would go in and play with that a little bit more, but you guys get the idea. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? Turn the paper over. That's the back side. Is that what you wanted to see? Or heat it from the back. I usually do that. All right, I'm gonna call that good for now. And I think we're about at our hour and a half. Anyway, so I saw this and I just wanted to... I'm going to do something with this. I love this page. There's a few more of them that I love in here too. And I think what I'm going to do is take some watercolor and maybe color in some of these flowers, and then maybe some red watercolor on the vase. But I love these. Look at how many we did today. I really like her too. She really came out vintagey. All right. We just got a lot done. Let me catch up on the comment. See, good. Oh, good morning. Well, you got to try this. Hey, you guys, real quick, before we go, grab your cup of coffee, your tea, your water, your juice, your milk, alcoholic beverage, whatever it happens to be. Grab it now. I'll move all this stuff out so I can take a picture of all this. And let's sing happy birthday. We missed it. She was in Ireland and then she was over there so long. By the time she got back, I forgot to sing. And so we're going to sing now, Happy Birthday to Cheryl. Happy belated birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to you. Happy belated birthday, dear Cheryl. Happy belated birthday to you. Cheers. You got here right in time for the end of the... Yep, happy belated birthday. Been watching for you to come in all day. All right, ladies, you're welcome, my dear friend. All right, ladies, I'm going to wrap it up here, but I just wanted to show you this way to, age some magazines. Oh, no worries. If your body needs it, it needs it. I know you've been sick. I love this leaf one. But yeah, these were all magazine images that we grungied up and distressed and did different techniques on. If you do any of this, please, if you post it in a video, mention it so I can make sure to come give you a thumbs up and comment. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you tomorrow. How would I do with my mouse, you guys? Oh, there it is. Nope, that's the really old one. That one don't work because I pulled the thing out of the computer. I don't know what I did with my mouse to be able to turn off the live stream. Isn't that crazy? How can you lose a mouse? Let me see if I can do it with my... All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love you. Thumbs up if you haven't. Bye.